he missed. And if I can go back now and get Gary Neudahl online. He's got two things happening here. He's got a major award, but he also has an upcoming retirement. And this is another very special circumstance. You know, Gary, we listed as him coming over with RTD. Technically, I guess he did. But what really was going on, Gary worked for a company that was owned by Hydrite. And years ago, we were doing we had a product called Hulkamid that we were working with Hydrite on some outsourcing for. And during those conversations, which was about the same time we were purchasing RTD, they had this personal care technology and some business, but what they really had was Gary Neudahl. Yeah. And of all the acquisitions that we made over the years, if there was an acquisition that was almost 100% trying to get our hands on Gary Neudahl, this would have been it, because it was obvious that he was a talent, and obviously that he could do an amazing amount of things for us. And now here he is, going to be celebrating 20 years with the company, but also going to be getting set for retirement, which is hard to imagine, frankly. We've become very fond and used to working with Gary and hearing from him and all the positive things that he says to all those around him all the time. He's a product application specialist. Gary lost his wife in 2020, but there's 6 children and 3 grandchildren. He loves to pursue godliness. He loves teaching kids. He loves to watch sci-fi. He likes running for fitness. His 2 favorite moments at All-Star was when Carmen became his boss and when Felicia became his boss. And he says, don't make me choose. He says, don't make me choose. They were both awesome. Gary joined All-Star on January 1st of 2002 as part of the purchase of RTD. I explained to you how that kind of actually worked. It was a little more complicated than that. Yes, early on, Gary was a unique resource because of his olfactory acuity, which for those of you who don't know, it means he's got a very good nose. He's got a very good nose. But he soon became a knowledgeable resource in many different areas, training the sales team on personal care product portfolio and creating formulations. It first focused on traditional personal care surfactants, and then, with product line acquisitions, more skincare focused using our emollients and our emulsifiers. Only 2 years after he started with All-Star, he was presented with the Chairman's Award, which was then called the President's Award, for his exhaustive support of our commercial, technical, and operations teams. He's been right in the middle of All-Star Beauty's development for the past 2 decades and has collaborated on projects with every functional and regional team. His ability to sync with different groups of people is going to serve him well in his retirement. 4 of his children have asked him to spend part of the year living in their home. That's pretty remarkable. That's an accomplishment. You know, Gary will be splitting his year going forward between Illinois, Texas, Oklahoma, and Honduras, and will be able to spend quality time with his 3 grandchildren as well. And that sounds pretty great to me. Gary, this is a very well-deserved upcoming retirement. You're going out on top. You still can play this game for as long as you wanted to play this game. You're going to get out while you're healthy and spend some time with your family. We're very proud of you and your accomplishments. We're going to miss you terribly. There's no doubt about that. But the only thing bigger than missing you is going to be our pride for what you did, and knowing that you're going to be doing the retirement that you want. You deserve it. Congratulations to you. Take off your mute for a minute. Can you unmute yourself? Can we hear you?
Thank you very much. John, you represent all that is good in All-Star. I got to see the company when financially it was at its worst. When I started, we lost about 25 people across the entire company, but that was before you were in charge. And as you took over from the prior ownership and you established an ownership culture, you made this place that truly was where I belonged. It's a wonderful thing when you find your calling in life, and certainly being a chemist was part of that. but Hallstar was the place to do it. And I am very grateful for the last 20 years I've had with Hallstar. It'll be 21 before I go, and it has been wonderful.
Well, thank you, Gary, for all that you've done for this firm. Absolutely remarkable. We're very proud of you. Okay, guys, thank you, and let me take a quick break, and we'll be back for the 25s in just a moment.